Hi guys, we're going to complete this mouse here in a video. We done it in class the other day, but for those of you who missed it or want to go over it again, I just decided to record this video. So this is a solid body mouse. We use a bit of surfacing in it, which we'll get to later. One feature that I'm interested in here is using split lines or split curves to section it, to chop it up into sections, which is very, very handy. And lastly, and probably most importantly, is the fact that we can create the whole model in one file here, including the wheel, which I haven't done here at the moment, including the wheel, everything in one file, and then we can export all the bodies, our solid bodies, out as individual part files. So you have to have a minimum of 5 for the project, and then you will reassemble them back together. So the old way was to kind of do all the part files in individual files, which was a nightmare because you were going between files, getting sizes right, trying to get things to match up perfectly in terms of size or whatever. So this is a much better way of doing it. So anyway, we'll go to the top plane. I'm going to draw an ellipse, center point on the origin, do a horizontal major axis, and then do your minor axis, and we'll set the following measurements there. And see, it's gone a bit wonky. I'm going to show you how to fix that. Our major axis, in fact, what I'll do is straight away I'll take those 2 points there and I'll make them horizontally aligned, and then I'll do the major axis like so, make it 100, and the minor axis will make it 55, and it's fully defined. And that sketch, features, extruded boss base, and we'll do a 5mm thickness. Now, a new feature called dome. So we go to insert, features, and dome, and if we select the top surface there, it domes it. Make sure we have elliptical dome selected, it's a slightly better dome, and we go for a height of 25 and green tick. So elliptical dome, 25 high. Now what we'll do is we'll do little cutouts on the side for the ergonomic kind of finger grips, so top plane. And I'm going to do this in 1/2 and then mirror it over. Now I'm going to use a midpoint line here, which is not a construction line, but I can turn it to a construction line afterwards, so you can see the effect that the midpoint line has. Land your point on the circumference there, and select it and go for construction. Now I will do a 3-point arc, and I land my first point on the circumference, second point on the circumference, and the center point there. Now what I want to do here is put a smart dimension on it from this point to the origin, make it 25, and the same for the other one, and it should go fully defined or black. 25. Maybe that center point there needs to be vertically aligned. Still hasn't quite gone black yet. Let me see what's going on here. What did I do wrong? Hold on, let me just delete that again. Get rid of them all, try that again. So 3-point arc. This worked for me flawless earlier. Bit of curvature. Oh yeah, I was to do the radius, that's what I forgot. Sorry, I'll do the radius first. Radius 70. From there to there, 25. From there to there, 25 as well. And it should go fully black. Yep, there it is. Now I need to close off this curve because I'm going to use it as a cutout. So I'm going to go to convert entities, select the circumference of the ellipse, green tick, and trim entities, and trim off the bits we don't need, so you can barely see them disappearing there. And I'm left with that kind of shape there. And what I want to do then is mirror that. So just mirror that about the center line, green tick, and sketch. Now we're going to go features, extruded cut, select sketch 4. Now it's going the opposite way, so I want it to go up and I want it to go through all rather than a distance. So it'll cut through any material in its place. Right, there's the body. Next thing I want to do, now we should be renaming these. I'm not going to waste time by renaming these here, but rename them accordingly. We go to fillet, and we're going to introduce a new fillet here called a variable fillet, which means we can vary the fillet along a line. So I'm going to select the line, or curve in this case, and you can see that I have 3 extra pink dots. I have the start and end, so I have to activate all the dots first before I can use them. And I'll just go to a front profile there. So this one here, I want this to be 7. The next one up, I want to be 8. I want it to peak at 10 in the middle. So you have to click into the box. This one here I want to be 8, so we're kind of being symmetric about it. Like so. So 7, 8, 10, 8, 7. That's grand. Green tick. And you can see there it's a much more ergonomic effect. Now I have to do the same over the far side. I can't actually mirror that, but that's fine. Select the line, variable fillet, activate the pink dots. So our first one is 7. Next one is 8. Middle one is 10. 8. And 7. Green tick. And that's that there. Okay, the next thing that I want to do, if I just go back to my model, so after that's the fillet. Yeah, so we're going to do the split curve now. So we're going to split it kind of across the middle. So I'll go to a front view, I'll select the front plane. Once again, I'm going to do a mirror. I'm going to mirror a curve from one side to the other, so I need a center line or axis of symmetry for that. Make sure that that line is vertical. Doesn't look vertical, it is vertical. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a spline. Now I want to clear the top of the fillets here. So what I'm going to do here is go to view, display, and I don't want tangent edges removed. I want them visible so I can kind of see what I have to work with there. Now my first point, I'm just going to start here. First point, second point, and my third point will be on the axis of symmetry just above that tangent line. Okay, now this one here, grab the spline handle, make it horizontal. I have to give it another move again, horizontal. This one here, because it's on an axis of symmetry, I want it to transition over perfectly, so we want to make it horizontal, so it goes perpendicular in effect to the line of symmetry there. And do I need to mess around with this anymore? So you're just going to approximate. I'm not going to put any measurements on this. We'll just kind of go with that. Now what I'll do is offset entities. So offset basically means I can create the same profile but at a distance away. So that's the profile. There it is down there. I'm going to reverse it and I'm going to go 1.5 mil. And I typed something wrong there. 1.5. There we go. Maybe I'll go with 1 mil so I can go back and change that. Just brings it a little bit closer. Okay. Then what I'll do is mirror those two. Excuse me. Mirror it about my center line like so. Green tick. Now I would go back at the end and I would fully define them once the model is completed and I'm happy with everything. Right, so the next thing we'll do is we're going to use that curve, those two curves in effect, to split the whole thing in the middle into 3 parts. So we go insert, features, and we go to split. Now the curve is already selected as you can see, so there we are, sketch 5. And we want to cut the part, and it should leave it 3 resulting parts. A top part, that little skinny part there, and the bottom part. Okay, select all 3 of them. Do not go consume cut bodies, that consume makes them disappear, so untick that, and green tick. In my solid bodies folder now I have 3 bodies. I have the top part, that skinny wavy curvy part, and then the kind of base. Okay, so it's split. Now I'm going to hide that sketch. I don't need to see it anymore. We're done with that. I'll go to the top plane now. So we're going to do a cut or a split for the cavity for the mouse wheel to go into. So top plane, I'll go with the midpoint line again. Make it as long as you want, doesn't matter. I'm going to turn it to a construction line though, which is very important. Now we'll use a new feature called a slot. A slot is basically 2 semicircles at one end with a straight part in the middle. So I'll select the first one. And I'll have to turn it off. And we land our first semicircle center there, second semicircle there. And we draw it like so. And we need to put some measurements on it. So I think the radius of that is 1.5. I think the distance from the origin to that one is 19. And then the distance from the origin to the far center point was 35. Like so. Now what I need to do is create a kind of a straight bit. So I'm going to, and it doesn't matter if I'm outside the sketch here or outside the model. So just one big long horizontal line like so. Need to make sure it's horizontal, and I'm going to mirror that down. No, I'll put a smart dimension on it first. So that center line, make it 1, and I will mirror that about the center line like so. We're going to be doing a bit of trimming now in a minute, but just hold your horses for a second. Now what we'll do is we'll offset that slot there. So offset entities at a distance of, oh god, what was it? I think it was 1, like so. Now I need to do a bit of trimming here, so bear with me. Trim entities, so we need to get rid of that there, that there, that there, there, even this little point part in here. It'll all make sense at the end. That bit in there, that bit in there, like so. And as I said before, it doesn't matter that the sketch kind of goes outside the model. You'll see why in a minute. So we could put a bit of work into making it fully defined. So one thing I can do there, if I can not click the 1, that'd be great. Hold that and that point and make them vertical. If you wanted to put a dimension on it to satisfy yourself, you could just do that there. We'll just make it 18. Make that 16. We have to make sure that that's horizontal. Okay, so it's got a problem there, so I mightn't push my luck. I'll just leave that as it is. It's probably no harm to just leave it like that. That's the kind of profile I want, so we'll just go with them dimensions for now. So end my sketch. Now I'm going to use the split again, so it's going to split it from the top down, but I'm not going to split it through that body there, which would be that and that one there. I'm actually just going to select that one, so it's just going to split the top one, which is handy, so I can isolate that top section to be split, which is really what's going on with the mouse, the cavity for the wheel anyway. So we go insert features split, and I'll select the sketch, selected bodies now, and I'm going to select the top. I couldn't do that last time because I only had, with my first split, I only had 1 body, so I had no choice but to select 1. Okay, but because this is 3 bodies now, I have the option of selecting bodies. So we want to go cut, and we get 4 resulting parts. Select them, consume cut bodies. So let's have a look at our 4 parts. The left button, the right button, this bit down the center, and we have this thing here. Now this one we're going to be getting rid of later. We're going to delete that because that has to go. You'll see that there's solid material there left behind. Now I probably didn't untick consume cut bodies there, that's why they disappeared. Yeah, look at that. There we are. Now we've got more bodies in our folder. I'm looking for that one there, and I'm going to right click on it and go delete keep body. Delete. Now that's gone, and that comes up as a move in your design tree. Okay, so let's just kind of review what we have there. We have this kind of central strip there. If I right click it and go isolate, that's what it looks like. This is going to be important. We're going to keep this one later because we're going to be able to drill a hole there for the axle for the mouse wheel. It's going to be handy. Okay, so that's important. Our next one is the left mouse button, right mouse button, the base, and then this one here, that's the I'll just isolate that just to show you what we're left with. So remember, the curve cut through the object earlier on, it's split, and this is what we were left with. We're not actually going to be using this. In fact, we're actually going to be using none of these here. This will be none of the final mouse except for this part here. This is going to be underneath. We're going to be adding layers onto it, so think about this like a skeleton, and what we're going to do is we're going to add the flesh onto it. So this is our skeleton, and none of these will be used. It's just this is what's underneath all the plastic we're going to create. So we're going to use some surfaces now. So make sure your surfaces toolbar is open. So if it's not, right click and make sure surfaces is ticked. And what we're going to do is knit all the main surfaces. So they look like surfaces at the moment, but they're not. They're faces. Faces and surfaces are different. So I'm going to knit that one. Green tick. Knit the other one. Green tick. Sorry, I have two. Just make sure you don't have two things there. So it took the last surface knit there and tried to knit it again. I don't know why it does that. It's like a default thing. Green tick. That middle thing. Look, it's doing it again. Just delete that one there and select the one that's appropriate. Now the last one that we're going to do, sorry, this is one here as well, this curvy thing. And now the last one we're going to do is the base. So now what we need to do is select multiple faces here. So that there, hold control on the keyboard and just go around and select all these other ones. So we're going to combine all these ones together and the one underneath to make one surface. Okay, so now I have a surface bodies folder and you can see all the surfaces there. So it doesn't look as if much has changed, but it actually has. So the central strip, left button, right button, base, and I thought maybe I included that one there. So my surface knit, I think I selected an extra one by accident. Or did I? Yeah, I think I selected, I selected that one there by accident in the last one. Because I didn't, it was in the box. When I clicked knit surface, it was already in there. I didn't delete it. Right, grand. Now what we're going to do with all them is we're going to thicken them. So thicken. Now I want to thicken it outwards in that direction, not inwards, outwards, 1 millimeter. Do not merge result for any of these. Thicken, the other button, unmerge, 1 millimeter. The one down. So look what's happening there. We're adding thickness to it. So these are the actual bits that we're going to use, these thickened parts, not the parts underneath it. Click that one there, unmerge. Now the weird curvy part, which is there. And now the base, unmerge. Right, so it doesn't look as if much has changed, but it actually has. So I'm going to go to a section view here, and I'll use that plane there. So let's just look at in it there. Right, so you can see this is what I've added on. This is the skeleton underneath. This is what I've added on. This was the skeleton underneath. That's what I added on. Skeleton underneath. That's what I added on. Okay, so we've just added thickness to everything. So what I can do here now is I'm pretty much finished with the skeleton, so I can delete the parts I don't need. So for example, well, what I'll do here is, this is very important as well, I'm going to rename everything. So I'll call this base thicken, and this will update in the solid bodies folder, as you can see there. Now this is critically important because this is going to give the file names to your parts. Okay, I'm just going to call this curve thicken. This one I'll call center strip or central strip thicken, and that's my left button thicken, and right button thicken, right button thicken. And they're all renamed there. Now, I said that there was one part that we needed, and that's this yoke here, this thing here. We'll call this the wheel mount. So the ones that are named properly there, they're all our parts that we're going to need. So I'm going to delete all these ones. I don't need them anymore. Do you have to delete them? No, you don't have to delete them. I just want to be tidy about things. I don't need them anymore. So get rid of them. Delete. And one more. Delete. So this is the skeleton gone. Now, let's go back to that section view and see what's left. So now you can see that it's hollow. So I've gotten rid of the skeleton underneath. It's hollow. It's more realistic of a mouse. Components can fit in here, etc. Grand. Now, our next move would be to, so we could probably do the wheel in here. We might as well. So we'll do the wheel. What I need to do is turn this to hidden detail visible. Like so. What I want to do, in fact, I'm just going to, that wheel mount, I'm going to isolate that. And what I want to do is drill a hole in here somewhere. So I'm going to select the front plane, get rid of that there, sketch. I'm going to do a center line. I'm going to do it from the middle there to the middle there, and I'm going to do a circle on the midpoint of that line, and I'm going to make it diameter 1.5. Okay, so that looks fairly central there. Now what I'll do is I will extrude cut that, not extrude it, that's different. I will extrude cut that. And I will do it bidirectional, that means midplane. Like so. So we've now drilled a hole for the axle. Next thing I will do is I will create the axle itself. So I'll go circle. We need to get the front plane here. So I'll just start that again. Front plane, circle, and we're going to do a circle, locate that center point, and we're going to do it the exact same size as that one there. Okay. And what I want to do here is a boss extrude of the sketch, and we want to go midplane. Just let me think about this one now. Actually, we're going to use two directions here because I wanted to come up and be flush with this outer surface here. So I'm just going to go back into this view here. So we won't go midplane, we'll go up the surface. I'll select that surface, but I want to go in direction 2. Tick the box up the surface. Like so. So it'll always meet those two surfaces, no matter how far apart them surfaces are. Green tick, there's our axle. Now one problem, I merged result. I want this to be a part. So merge result. So now you can see that this is a part in the solid bodies folder, and I'm going to call that axle. I think that's how you spell axle, or is it L-E? Oh, I don't know, whatever. So now that's in my solid bodies folder. Lastly, I'm going to create the wheel. So front view again. I'll go back to the hidden detail visible. So we're going to sketch a circle. Once again, I forgot to select the front plane. Circle. Okay, the center point. Now, this is handy because I can approximate. I can see how much clearance I have. I'll probably go as far as there. And I'll make this 15.5. Like so. So that's the circle there. And what I want to do is extrude that now. Why can't I see that circle? Because I'm in hidden detail visible. Where am I? Okay, so I'm going to extrude boss base. We're going to do something similar again. We're going to go up the surface. So I'm going to get it flush with that surface there. Open up and unmerge result as well. Direction 2, up the surface. So it goes up to it, but doesn't go over it. Green tick. So now there's my mouse wheel. I'm going to put a fillet on that and make it look a bit more real. So we'll go fully round fillet, which is the last one. Select the first one, right click, select second one, right click, and then the third one, right click. Okay, so there's a mouse wheel. Last thing I'll do, I'll just make sure that that's a solid body in itself. Yeah, it's called fillet 1 because the fillet was the last thing that I done to that body, so we will just call that. I won't call it mouse wheel yet because I'm going to make one more change to it. Right, let's go to front plane. Look normal to it, sketch, and what I want to do is a wee circle just up here at the very top, and it's going to be a tiny circle, and I hope I get this right now. Do I put a dimension on it? Yeah, sure, why not? So 0.25. So this is going to represent the grip, the ergonomic grip that you might have on a mouse. We can always go back and change it. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. I think it's because of that there. Yeah, there we are. We're going to cut that out, but first, let me think. Yeah, I'll cut it first. So extruded cut, select it, and we need to go mid plane, like so. so you can see the grip there. Now how could I make it deeper? I could go back and change the diameter of it to make it deeper. I'll just go with that for now. So obviously I don't have to do that a load of times, so we can use our circular pattern. Now I think for circular pattern we might need to have an axis turned on, so we go in here and view temporary axis, so you can see there's one in the center there. Let's see, where was I? Circular pattern. The object we want the circular pattern is, I'm going to go to the pull down menu, it's this little cut extrude here. This one here is the pattern axis, sorry. That's that one there. You can see what's happening. That's great, exactly what I want. Now this tells me it does it in a 360-degree rotation, equal spacing, and there's 80 of them. Let's increase it to 90 and see what happens. Sure, let's push the boat out. Let's go to 100. Live a little. Let's go to 120. Brilliant. Right, green tick. This could take a while to process because it has to do a lot of them, and no, that's fine. We'll go with that. So I'll turn off my temporary axis, and I will rename this here. Sorry, no, the body itself, circular pattern, I'll rename it up here. Actually, it's better. We'll just call this wheel. Now I'm going to exit isolate. There's the whole mouse done there. We have at least 5 parts. We've more than 5 parts. We have the wheel, we have the axle, we have the wheel mount, we have the base, we have the curved strip, we have a central strip. We have a left button, we have a right button. Okay. Now I'm going to give this a save. Now I'm going to call this mouse master model. So it's the master, the skeleton if you like. I'll just save it on my desktop. And on my desktop I'm creating, on my second screen now, I'm creating a folder. I know you can't see it now at the moment, but folder, we'll just call it master model mouse. Okay, I'll just minimize that and drag it over here, master model mouse. And I'm actually going to save my mouse into that. That's probably the best thing to do. I know I saved it on my desktop there, but I'm going to use this folder instead. So just go to the desktop, master model mouse, open, and save. Okay, so that's important that you keep all your files into one folder. Actually, that's my other one. Sorry, that was the right one. I'm after saving the wrong one, I think. File, save as. Because I have 2 of them open. Desktop, master model mouse. Oh, that's fine. Now, I'm going to close the other one because that's going to annoy me. Get rid of that. Isometric view, grand. So we're not going to do any more to this here. We're going to send out all the parts now. This is so important. So when you're happy with all your parts that they're done, we can go to Insert, Features, Save Bodies. This creates individual part files. So save bodies, and whatever you have your bodies named as here. Sorry, I'll just come out with that again. Whatever you have your bodies named as here, that's what their file names are going to be. So it's important that you get all them named correctly before you do this. So Insert, Features, Save Bodies. Now I'm going to select them all, so auto assign names. See the way it gives it all the part names there. Do not consume cut bodies. And as far as I remember, that's it. So we have all our 8 bodies there, so just green tick. Now where it's going to save these is the same folder as the master model was saved in. So the folder that I created, you should see things flashing up on the screen. It's probably going to give me a message here now in a second. It's going to be really loud in my earphones. Or is it? Sometimes it does. If it does, just click yes. Right, so I'm going to minimize that. Go to my folder, master model mouse, there they all are. Great. Now, I'm going to close that because I'm finished with it. Save. And it's important that you put that into your folder. Now what I'm going to do is open the files individually, have a look at them, and add their go to base. I'm going to add their materials onto it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing this. It's advised as well that if you're doing this method, the master model method, that you make some sort of a change to it, not including the materials. So I'm just going to make this high gloss plastic. Drag it on and make sure it goes on to the whole thing. What I'll do here as well, for the ergonomic grip, I'm going to make it textured rubber. So rubber, textured, textured rubber. Now what I'm going to do is drag it on here, but I want it just to go onto the face. And I can copy that now. If I click on it, go to copy appearance. Now I'm holding control on the keyboard. Hold control, that one there, 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 there. It's just another way of doing it quickly. Right click and go to paste appearance. Now I want that to be yellow. I'm going to make it yellow. So I'm going into my display manager here from my materials, textured rubber, right click on it, edit, and now we can select a color for it. Like so. Now what I'll do as well, I'm going to put a logo on it. Actually, I'm going to put a fillet on the bottom as well. Okay, so fillet, a regular fillet on the bottom. I'm not going to make it 10. That's too much. Let's try 5, maybe even 3. No, we'll go with 3. It's struggling here. We'll go with 3. Now, depending on the severity of the radius, we might have to do the inside as well, just to be safe. So I'm going to fillet that there as well. Could I have done that in the same fillet? Let's have a look. So if I go back to my fillet, edit feature, can I select the inside one as well? Yeah, I can. So I'm doing the 2 of them. Grand. What I might do now as well is put, I have a Logitech logo. I'm just going to copy that, a decal, copy that into my master model mouse on my desktop. So this is my decal. So I'm going to go to a front view, in here to my decals, add decal, find that folder, browse, master model mouse, desktop, master model mouse, Logitech logo, open. I'm going to click this one here, use alpha decal channel, mapping, and we want to go to current view. It's after reorientating itself. That's great. And we'll go to projection. What I need to do is make it bigger. Now you see it's not actually going onto that surface there, so if I go in here to select the geometry face, I'll select that face as well. That's grand. Okay, I'll do the same on the far side. So add decal. Not sure there's a way that we can copy decals over, so I'm just going to do it manually. Master model mouse, Logitech logo. Just going to drag that over there. Alpha decal channel, mapping, current view, select another face. And we don't want to rotate it. Come on, there we are. So if you want to get it accurate like the other side, you need to be looking at things like the measurements here to get it bang on. And I'm after messing with the rotation again. Right, green tick. Yeah, looks good enough. Right, so that's our base ticking. So I'll just save that there. Close that down. I'm not going to do any more with it. Let's see, master model. So we'll go with the next one up, which was the curve thicken. I'm going to make this a different color here now. I'm going to make this, let's go chrome, metal, chrome, chromium plate, drag it on. So just go to the whole body. Now I'm not going to do any more to this. I don't want to put fillets on it or do anything, so we'll just leave this one as it is. It's a simple part. Next one will be the central strip. I'll make this black high gloss plastic. Plastic, high gloss. Add it to the whole body. Now I'm going to add some fillets in here. Little small fillets. Maybe here. 10 is way too much, so let's just go with 1 for a second, see what it looks like. That's too much. 0.25. Just a little subtle fillet there. Maybe 0.5. There we are. Okay. Quick save. Grand. Next one will be the mouse buttons. Right button. What color will I go with now? Let's just go with white. high gloss plastic. I don't know how this is going to look at the end, and once again I'm going to put a fillet in here. 0.5. Like so. Save, and do the same with the left button. Fillet 0.25. No, we don't want 10. It's too much. We jumped the gun there a bit. Although 10, if you wanted to have a real curvy mouse, yeah, you could probably do that. 0.5. Grand. Save that. Close it. And finally, I'll do that wheel mount. Now the wheel mount's going to be hidden. All I'm going to do with that is, where is the wheel mount? There it is. There. I have to do the wheel as well, actually. Wheel mount. Just make it black high gloss plastic. Doesn't really matter because it's going to be hidden. We might have to add fillets onto that later. Let's just try a fillet here actually. 0.5. Just go around the rim there like so. Maybe 0.25. Mightn't even make a difference, mightn't be even seen that much. Grand. Save that part. And we need to go for the wheel now and the axle, so I'm just going to make this some sort of rubber, matte rubber, whole body. I'm not going to do any more to that. Actually, you know what, I need to put this, I forgot about this, the hole in the center. So select it on that face there, pick up the whole center. Now if memory serves me correctly, the diameter was 1.5, like so, and I'll do a extruded cut through all. Grand. Close that, and lastly we'll do the axle, and I'm just going to make this chrome, some sort of metal. Bring that into view there. Metal, chrome. I'm not going to make any changes to that. Right, let's start putting it together. So I'm going to go to a new file. I'm going to go to an assembly. And I'm going to bring in the base first, and it's important when you do an assembly that the first one that you bring in will be your usually it's the base, or the most important one. It can't move basically, so I'll bring the base in. If you want to reorientate it, you can, I think there's a way of changing the X, Y, and Z. It's not there now. It's not a problem anyway. Right, let's start bringing in, I'll bring in the curved part, so insert components, browse, we're looking for that curvy part, so curve thicken. Bring it in there. Now, we have to do mates here, okay? Now, the mates that we've done before, for example, the steamroller and stuff like that, they were simple points to points, points to edges to whatever, concentric holes with shafts and stuff like that. This one here, because these were both made in the same, they're both made in the same master model file, they all have the same planes. They're all based off the same front plane, right plane, and top plane. So if we open this menu up here, we're going to use the planes. So I'm going to open the base thicken, and I'm going to select the front plane, the curve thicken, front plane, and they're coincident, green tick. Now I'll do top with top, green tick, and right with right, and now it's in position. So we do that every time. Green tick. Insert component. I will bring in the right mouse button now. Right, so now what we need to do is, in this here, close the curve thicken and leave the base open, but open up the right button. So front with front, top with top. Don't forget to do green tick afterwards, right with right. And that's it in place. I wonder if my color scheme would be okay. With a photorealistic image, you'll see insert components, We'll go with the left button now. Same again, mate. So I'm going to close right button, open left button, so front with front, top with top, and right with right. Now I'm going to put in the wheel mount. Let's see, wheel mount. I can't see it there. There it is. So it's an easy enough process, a little bit tedious, but get there in the end. Wheel mount, open, front with front, top, right with right. Done. Just want to zoom in and see what that looks like. Okay, now we need to put our central strip in. Insert components, central strip. Okay, mate. Lastly, oh no, we've still got the wheel to do. Central strip, front with front. Ah, no, I've done that wrong. So delete that one. So front, central strip, front with the base thicken, top. Okay, I got them mixed up there. Delete that one. Top with top, and right with right. Okay, so that didn't work there. Let me flip it there. I'll show this message again. Okay, so I made a mistake there when I was doing it. Let's just go into mates here at the bottom. I should have kept a better eye on that. So let's just see base thicken and central strip. I'm just going to get rid of the last two here. I should have been paying better attention there. Right, so that got flipped somehow. So what I'm going to do there is probably take out the central strip. I'm sure there's a way that we can reorientate it, but I'm just going to be quick about this. Insert component, browse, central strip. Right, let's go again. So base and the central strip, front, top, right. Lovely. Okay, so there's a bit of curvature going on. So what I might go back and do is I might take out this fillet here, so we can always go back later on and fix that. Let's just get the axle in position now. So insert components, our axle. Now I could do the same thing again here, but I'm going to purposely not do this using the planes. So I'm going to try do it normal way. So mate, so we have the outside of the shaft with the inside center of the hole, and we want to make sure concentric is ticked, which it is. Okay, so now it's lost in there somewhere, so I need to be careful. Actually, I can't see it. There it is. It is there. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is a width. It's actually going to be a tough one to do, just so I can see it there. So mate, I want to go down to advanced mates, and there's one called width, and I want that surface and that surface to be equally spaced along. Let's go back to hidden detail. I wonder if I can do this now. Oh, that's going to be difficult to do. So actually I don't think I even need to do that, so let me try that again. If I just make that circle coincident with that circle, because they're meant to be flush, yeah, that's it there. That's all I need, so I don't think that'll move. No, it's not. Perfect. Now we'll bring in the Lastly, the wheel. Same again, concentric mate. So the outside of that, now I hope that's the same diameter, I think it is, with that one there. Green tick. Now we need to get that centered. So I think I can make that circle. Let's just try this. That circle coincident with that circle. And it's actually able to spin there. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. Right, go back to my isometric view. That doesn't look half bad. That looks good. I'll probably do a photorealistic image of it. Give it a quick save there. Rebuild and save document. Now I'm going to show you how. Oh yeah, assembly. Jesus. So mouse assembly. Save it on my master model mouse. Now I'm just going to go back and change. I'm not liking this situation here where we have the we've a kind of, the two fillets are kind of clashing. Well, not clashing, but there's a space between them. So I will go back to my left mouse button. Sorry, my right button, and I'm going to delete. I'm going to delete that fillet. Okay, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to close it, and it's going to ask me about rebuilding the document. So if it doesn't ask you to rebuild it, click the traffic light up here, and that actually hasn't updated for some reason. Let me just see this again. So left button, fillet, delete, yes, save, close. Okay, so it's asking me over here, models contained within the assembly have changed. Would you like to rebuild the assembly live now? Yes. So it's a live assembly. There we go. You can see it's gone. So I need to do the right mouse button now. I thought I'd done it already, but obviously not. Didn't save it. So delete my fillet. And give it a save. Close it. Same again. Do you want to update it, basically? Yes, I do. There we are now. You can see it's all kind of flush. Okay, so that's it. So what I'm going to do now is do a photorealistic image of it to see what it looks like. I'm just going to pause this video and come back to you, and we'll see what it's like. Actually, no, sure, I'll go through this anyway, just to be sure. So we go to SolidWorks add-ins just to show you how to do this. PhotoView 360. A new tab will open up called Render Tools. That should do. A second, Render Tools. Now if we just go to options, I'm going to keep this simple. I don't want to have huge quality here, so we're using a preview render, so I'll just go to maybe better. So it'll just give me an idea of what it looks like in photorealistic terms. Go to preview window, turn perspective on. I'll leave that there. Turn perspective on, just gives it a more realistic view. Now this could take a couple of seconds now, so just bear with me for the photo view window to open up. We're nearly there. 48 minutes, not bad for full activity. So I'm not going to do anything until, because it can crash very easily if you start clicking things. Just let it do its thing. So I'm pretty much happy with the mouse here. Remember, you can go back to any of these parts individually and you can change them, and they will update in the assembly. Just one thing though, your skeleton or your master model, we can't do anything once it's done. We're done with that. So if we change, let me think about this. I don't think it'll change retrospectively, so anything we do in the future parts, they won't update back in the master model. But I think if we made any changes in the master model, I think it updates. I think there's a link, there's a knock-on effect. So if I went back into the master model and start messing with, we might actually have a look at it, see if anything happens here. So something that I could change there, that would be drastic. I don't think it matters. No, in fact, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to close that. I tend not to go near the master model after it's done. So let's have a look at our PhotoView 360. It's loaded up there. My computer's struggling there with it. Okay, so it's not too bad. So you can see that the floor isn't in it there, which annoys me. I don't know why it does that. So what I'll do there is just close all these up, make it all tidy. We should always do that. Give it another save. Now in here, if we go to, I think it's scenes and edit scene, I think we have to just edit that, turn it off, and then turn it on again and go green tick. The floor, yeah, you can see the floor starting to come into it now. It just looks a bit better. I don't know why you have to do that, it's really annoying. Anything that I like to do to it there, maybe just rotate it a little bit. Maybe I'll put a little scene on it. Just select something and it updates it automatically. It makes it look like it's sitting on a surface. Now you can see the textured effect there. That's going to take a bit of time to actually render, so you let it do its thing. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, if I want to save an image when I'm happy with it, I'd go save image, save it as a file. We can pop it into our PowerPoint for output 6 later on. So I'm just going to close that, and that's pretty much